Hello, you wonderful people, and welcome to another episode of Not Too Comic Book. This being a show where I talk about TV shows that are adaptations of comic books. For today's episode, I'm going to talk about Mechanical Marie Season 1, Episode 5. Great episode. A lot of really interesting things went down in this episode, so let's break it down. So, in the aftermath of the events of last episode where Marie discovered how she properly feels about Arthur, she doesn't know how to go back to doing all the stuff she did no problem before, because now she realizes, for example, him laying his head in her lap, she did it no problem before, but now that she realizes how she feels about him, she realizes wow, I was doing something so shameless before. The fact of the matter is she's constantly blinded by his radiance, and it's just so overwhelming. And even Roy's like, yo, if she doesn't get her act together, we're basically going to take her back to the factory. And in her mind, it's oh, factory means death. Which I didn't know if she meant that literally, where she thought oh, Roy is going to actually kill her. Or is it just right, she will be quote unquote killed, we'll send Marie back to the factory. But once again, he wouldn't kill you because he was going to fire you before and just let you live your life. So it would be the same thing, but he'd kill you and make it so that you'd never be able to come back type of situation. You'd be forever no longer, that Marie that's there by Arthur's side. But now, because of all that, she doesn't know what to do. And who does she turn to? Marie too, who got repaired after everything, which she's next time I run into Noah, I'm going to turn him into hamburger steak or something. And she's and which Marie's I'm down for it too. We both want to get rid of that douchebag. But I think it's really beautiful that Marie, and I think that's probably also the irony of Marie is a person who's always hidden how she's really felt, because she's always been able to kind of just keep a stoic look and seem robotic. But now that she's discovering things that make her ironically even more human, who does she confide in but the other actual robot in the situation, Marie too. It's also beautiful too, because it's not just I go to you for advice. I'm thinking you have become my friend, because we haven't seen much of Marie's personal life, so we don't know if she ever really had many friends growing up. Obviously, her way of life, it has always, it's kind of hinted that she's never really had many friends because people have kept their distance because of her situation. So Marie too might be the first real friend she's ever made, and she's able to talk to her about stuff she can't talk to anyone else about. She can't talk to Roy about it because Roy's just going to be very dismissive. It's no, he's not going to help you in that regard, because it's if anything, you being in love, and it's something Noah had said previously, of how can you continue doing what you're doing up until this point, being in love with him. And we see that it is starting to compromise her. And so, she has Marie too there now to help her figure that all out. So they're working together when dealing with Arthur. But every little thing he's doing, it's raising her blood pressure, making her feelings spike and stuff. So they have to play at first she comes in DJ mode, because it's cool, as long as I wear these sunglasses, I don't have to directly stare at Arthur, and I'm able to not be captivated by his brilliance. But he's hey, I got to take these sunglasses off because I've got to see your face. And then Marie too's trying to help, but then it turns into a cluster fuck of a situation. It's oh, she's malfunctioning. It's oh, let me put my head in your lap. She leaps out of the chair. It's kicked in her evasion tactics. It's oh, we're gonna have to take her to get rebooted. Reboot is required. And now Marie's just feeling bad, because she's I don't know what to do about all of this. It's being in love has made me weak. How can I do my job anymore of protecting Arthur? I'm not going to be... The thing is, I have to be able to do my job if I want to stay by his side, but staying by his side is making it impossible for me to do my job. And Marie too says right, it's love does make you weak, but she's I do believe that you can find a new strength you never knew was possible within yourself because of love. Love opens up other venues and opportunities and other elements for you. And I thought that was really sweet and beautiful, that it's right, you have a compatriot through this all. So she's right, I'm going to go back to Arthur and apologize. But he ends up apologizing to her first, being oh, you're probably overexerted yourself after pushing yourself so far after my previous kidnapping last episode. So it's on me. Oh my god, I completely forgot about the previous bit too, where he was oh, I need you to say I love you. And she's I love Yugoslavia. I'm like, I love that. But this time she actually says to herself, like, I love you. And they're having this really touching, intimate moment where they're so, like, things are, picking up, but it gets interrupted by that guy that she dealt with immediately at the beginning of the episode. He's like, ha, you really thought falling out of a 2-story window was going to be enough to stop me? But then she pops up and she's pissed. The fire burning in her eyes. It's like, we were finally making progress and you had to interrupt it. Marie, too, was right. Like, I'm feeling more powerful than ever. And the guy talks about how her face is creepy as hell because it's unchanging. Because he had a gun pointed at him. He said, ha, I can't wait to, make you see the terror looked on your face, which is twisted considering like Noah's kind of got that same thing, but it's similar but not the same. But and then her saying calling her creepy, Arthur grabbed her and threw the vase, that vase or whatever, at him. And it's like, yeah, she's not creepy. If anything, she's cute as hell or whatever. And he like sweeps her up. But then he immediately leaves being like, oh yeah, like I'm going to go talk to Roy about something. And you're like, what did he see in that moment? I thought for a second, like, did he see her bleed or something? But it turns out the thing he saw was her smile plus her saying, I love you. And he's like, oh my God, there's only one explanation. I'm completely hallucinating. I'm such a degenerate. I'm viewing Maria in that way. It's like I'm a sick individual. He's like, it's like, I need to find a way to marry a machine and fast. He's like, but do I make it public? And you see the newspapers about them like holding hands for 5 hours in public. And then also like, oh, the degeneracy of it all and stuff like that. Even though it's like nothing, it's just regular PDA. And it's like, oh, how rude and crude and like I said, Arthur is such a degenerate. I love that. That's kind of his takeaway with the whole situation. And at first, I was wondering if that had something to do with why Arthur seemed to be keeping Marie away, but he's focusing on Marie too. And then it starts bothering Marie more and more because it's like, oh, you don't need me. You keep like having like meetings with like Marie too, like you're up to something. Even Lady Charlotte showed up, and I'm like, what's going on? And now she's just, and they don't even love her being like, oh my God, is Arthur and Marie too having a sordid affair? Because for her, it's like my new friend is kind of like having this sordid affair with the man that I'm in love with, even though you were just a day ago helping me figure out my feelings in all of this, and it feels like betrayal. And she gets very snippy with Arthur. He's like, oh, could you give me a massage? She's like, why don't you get Marie too to give you a massage? Obviously, she's better than me. Oh, Marie too is cuter than me, so I'll wait in the car for you when we go to school. I'm sure you want to be with her or whatnot. And I even love Roy's like, could she make it any more obvious? But, I mean, none of that matters because Arthur is very oblivious. But I love Marie too. It's like, huh, I am cuter than Marie? What does that mean? And looks up cute. And I love like her face has naturally got this rosy like glow to it. But I love that once she looked up the definition of cute, she actually does start blushing. I'm like, I love that so much. And Marie can't stop herself to the point she's just like, oh, you want to go to the park? Might as well take Marie too with you. And even she's like, what am I doing? Why am I talking so rude? It's like my mouth is moving without me being in control. Because for Marie, I think all of this, this is all new to her. She's probably like, this is her first probably love situation. I mean, we don't know, but like having never really been able to convey her feelings on her face and stuff like that doesn't mean she's probably never felt them, but like felt them to the extent she can't control herself. That's all new. Because even she wasn't familiar with the feeling of jealousy, so it probably is fully all new to her. This, like I was trying to say, like it probably is her first love. And she doesn't know how to handle it. She's watching all the girls fan over him, which, all the girls at school fanned over Arthur before, but now, like, with everything going on, this is the first time her dealing with all of that, post figuring out that she loves him. So it adds a whole new layer to everything. So, because she can't be around Arthur right now, because she's like, I don't know what I'm feeling and what's going on, I'd rather keep an eye on you, Noah, who is the greatest danger for Arthur. And so she actually confides in him because it's like there are very few people she can talk to. Because right now she's at odds with Marie too, so she can't talk to her to find out like what's going on. So she ends up talking to someone outside of all this who knows the truth about who she really is and also what she's going through. And she's like, yo, I get nervous every time and uneasy anytime there's anyone else around Arthur and it's not me around him and this and that. And he's like, oh, you're jealous. which even he got excited that she was like, whoa, she's actually going to confide in me? Nice. And he's like, oh, if you really want to get rid of jealousy, all you have to do is get rid of every person around Arthur and you can kind of keep him to yourself. And then ends up talking about like, oh, the fact is I can't wait till I kill Arthur and then it'll just be like the two of us and yada, yada, yada. And when he looks, she's already gone. She's like, all right, I got what I needed from you. I understand what I'm feeling right now. Move. But he continues to just be as fascinated and infatuated with her. So after school, when she's waiting for him, the driver shows up. It's like, oh yeah, Master Arthur said like he's just gonna go to a park alone. I wanted me to take you home, and she immediately runs away. And I even love the guy's like, she's really been acting weird lately. Probably gonna have to report this in. I'm like, that's gonna be more red marks used against you, Marie. But when she realizes like, yo, Marie too is my friend, and I've been feeling all these ugly feelings about this whole Arthur situation, realizing now, being able to put a word to it and understanding to this feeling of I'm jealous. I don't want anyone else spending time with him. I want to spend time with him. This is all once again new and fresh for her. And so luckily she showed up in time because there's a whole bunch of people there. Granted, Marie too was nearby as well. I don't know if they set this whole thing up. That's probably why Arthur wanted to be in such a public place but alone. That it's like, right, make it easy for him to get attacked because like Marie takes out the first guy, but then a whole bunch arrive. But Marie too shows up, firing a whole bunch of missiles, chasing after them. But that's what this was all about. They were getting Charlotte's input on upgrades they were making to Marie, which even Charlotte was like, oh my god, this might be overkill, but overkill might be fun. It's like she's got such a twisted sense to her a little bit. But now it makes sense what's been going on. And even Marie confesses to Arthur, it's like, yeah, I was jealous. It made me uneasy because I thought Marie too was going to replace me by your side, but I didn't want that. I want to stay by your side. And for him, it's like, wait, robots can get jealous, and he's getting excited by it, and he like hugs her. It's like, even if I get other robots, and yes, Marie too is excellent stuff, but you're my number one. Like, no matter what robots I get in the future, it won't change the fact is of how special and important you are to me. And it's just like, oh, like, and he hugs on her and everything. It's just kind of like, oh, like, you're just kind of like the best. And she's just like stuck with the hug, and she's just like, oh, it's so like Master Arthur doesn't fight fair. Roy's there overhearing and seeing all this. He's mainly focused on the Marie 2 of it all. Like I said, I think the whole setup was supposed to be a test run, but he's like, well, Marie 2's kind of going wild and overboard, but I'll let it slide this time. So now, like, it's become perfectly clear to him where things currently stand, and it's like he can't really get rid of Marie at this point in time because, and that's probably why he was maybe hopeful that like upgrading Marie 2 would make Arthur gravitate towards her more, but it's like, no, it just helps reassure him how he feels about Marie, and he doesn't want to get away from her. So it's like, you can't remove her from the equation now, but it's still the concern of if he ever finds out the truth. We're kind of super deep in there now. So Marie would never want to leave. She wants to stay by his side. Arthur's going to want her to stay by his side, and there would be no replacing her. And, so neither one would, want that. So Roy's in a tough spot with, like, he can't really do anything to Marie now. Once again, he was in the process of firing her before, feeling like she was kind of failing at her job. And now it's like, well, like I said, we're past that point now. So it's definitely going to be really interesting to see the continuation of it. I love the little thing at the end of the episode where it's like the promo for the next episode, and she's talking about basically the, like, what was it, 6 or 7 steps to like flirting or whatever. It's like a good morning hug, walking to and from school with your holding hands, fingers interlock, this, and this, and it gets to the last part. It's like, and kiss, and it cuts off at the end before she finished saying kiss. It's like, it's super cute and adorable. So I'm excited to see what happens next. But really, that's all I wanted to talk about. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.